things to do in the background. But we should be good. Okay, yeah. Is that working? Did that work? Yes, that worked. And that's that. Okay, and I got my... Wow, that was a quick alert. Huh. That was really fast, actually. Amazed. No, don't discard. I'm not trying to discard. Jeez. Whoa! Oh, okay. I was like, that's... Is it... What? I subscribed to you. 0 subscribers. Interesting. Somebody just happened to subscribe to the channel right as I went live. So I got two... What do you call it? Two alerts at the same time, which was really strange. Okay, let's get this going. All right, looks good. Okay, and let's see if my things are working. Let's take a look. Hey, look at that, it is. All right, activate. So that should now be working. Okay, so the only thing left to do is go to... All right. Nope, that's working. So I don't need that. Live, there it is. This goes over here, but that should be live already. So I just need to come in here. Oh, there it is. And come down to reflector and make sure it can see the iPad. That's it. And it can. So we are good at under 2 minutes. Roll the opening. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I've done everything. Oh, the only other thing is, let me switch to the right audio source so I can hear the beep. Wow, 2 viewers already. Holy crap. Okay, hold on. Let me test out my chat thing. Did I not hit enter? I don't think I hit enter. Okay, it's showing there, but wait a minute. So I thought that was already working. Interesting. Huh, it's like it's showing it, but it's not showing it. Let's, hold on, is it, whoa, did it shrink that somehow? No, that's completely wrong. Hold on, I see what it did. Hold on a minute. Well, I thought everything was working. Hold on. Is it this? I don't even know. Hold on, I can hear the beep, so that part's working, but wait, did I just hit test 3? TEST2. Yeah, so for some reason that's not showing up. Ah, of course, it couldn't be that easy. It's never that easy. I should have known better. It would have to be... Well, that's really weird. It does not want to show the social stream window at all, which is sort of bizarre. I don't normally have... Oh, I see it. Hold on. Is it that? Oh, maybe. Let's try test 3. Whoa, okay, yeah, it's really big now. All right, well, that's fixable. Wow, that is tremendously huge. Let's go ahead and maybe we'll fix that. Maybe let's get that down to a manageable size. All right, that's at the corner of the screen. Oh, wait, whoa, oh, because it went away. Well, let's make sure it's showing. Test 4. There it is. All right, we want to shrink that just a tad more, but it is working. All right, that'll work. Okay. All right, whoa, no. Jeez. I went to the wrong. Sorry, hold on. It'll come back. I clicked the wrong thing in the left panel. I didn't realize it would just jump like that. Okay, good. We're back. I was just trying to clear the screen, and I clicked something on the other side. Anyhow, I'm getting a drink of water now. Okay, there we go. That was something. So, yeah. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a relatively short stream because I'll just be honest, I want to play some Death Stranding 2 tonight. So, I think we're going to try to finish off this Cyberhead. And then I'm going to go play some of my PlayStation because I am enjoying that game quite a bit, which means I want to get back to it. I'm just being honest with everybody. Because the only other thing, I don't know if I can publicly show, I probably could, the other thing that I'm working on, because it's a commission, but I know people get weird about that stuff, so I probably won't take a chance on it. I'll just, all right, this is assisted. So let's get this and this and this. Oh, that's right. Let's do that, assist. And we'll go with black so I can see what my lines are. Now, what do I want this to be? I think whoa, that wasn't me. Hey, Chameleon, happy Monday. Oh, let me switch to the multi-stream thing. I think then I can see all the messages in one place. Or not, but I can see it there. So why is it not showing up? The only weird part is, why does it show up? Oh, weird. Put it there? Huh. On my screen. And plus the refresh rate seems to have changed. Wait a second. The settings don't seem like they're... The message should be staying longer than that. Did something get changed? Hold on a minute. It's really strange because... Oh, no. AI services. No thanks. Everything wants to be able to show you an AI something. I don't care. Truly, I don't care. Here, visibility. Did it change? Oh, yeah, it did. It refreshed it. Limit. No, that's limit total messages. Where's the little thing where it says the timeout? Because there's a way to say... You know, that part's fine. That's fine. There is a thing, dark mode. I do like dark mode. Anyway, let me see. There's a thing where it will tell you, here it is, auto hide messages after 20,000 milliseconds. Okay, hold on. I don't know what my conversion rates are. Let's see, milliseconds to seconds. I know this should be really easy. 1 millisecond. Okay, let's see. What is 20,000? 20 seconds. You know what? I think I'm going to bump that to a minute. No, not 500. So I want to bump that to 60,000. So we're going to change this to 60,000. I probably should have been able to do that math. Okay, there we go. That's what we're going to do. Now, I don't know if that's going to go into effect in this stream, because I don't want to mess with it, since it was barely working to begin with, it seemed like. But anyway. Oh, sorry about the yawning. I don't know what causes that. I really don't. But it does it. Okay, so let's do that. Actually, I don't need to do it that. That doesn't have to be that sheer. How about something like that? Yeah, there we go. So the only tricky bit of this is going to be getting the spacing to be even. That is going to be a bit of a trick. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. I might be over. Oh well. We'll see. There are little ways. Oh, you know what? That's it's kind of working. Hold on. No, that line's too far out. See, that's the trick is to. There are ways to kind of bend the length a bit. You can see I can kind of massage it into place, which isn't bad. That might actually work. Let's see. My day is going all right. How are you? My day is not bad. I have nothing to complain about outside of the fact that it's getting a little warm in California, but really I can't complain even about that because we are at the end of June and I think we've only had 2 days where it was over 100 degrees, and it was barely, and that's not bad. We have had days. Hey, now I can see it in the multi-stream. Good. So it's showing up there. We have had years where it was already 100 for over a week in June. So I am really not complaining. I'm really not, because it could be a lot worse. So all things put into their proper perspective, I have nothing to complain about. How is your Monday going? I assume you're probably at the end or close to the end of your day, because I think the only way... No, I don't think there's any time zones that are significantly behind Pacific, so everybody is either way ahead in the case of, say, if you were in Britain, I believe you'd already be into tomorrow. Very, very early in the morning, but you'd be into tomorrow. I don't think anybody else is, like I said, that far behind. So I'm assuming you're either in your afternoon or evening or late evening, depending. So, let's see. A little tired, but I always am. I had an ice cream run. Ice cream first everything, unless you just don't like it or daily entire. Yeah. I don't think I am dairy. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have a hunch that I am slightly dairy intolerant, because there seems to be a certain amount before I start to feel negative effects. But I can eat ice cream, and I can drink milk and all the rest of it. Fix is not first. Got it. No, I got the gist of what you were saying. So I don't think I'm actually, certainly not as bad as some people, but I think, because I know that can just develop. You can just get that as you get older. Which, you know, one of the other things where you're like, oh, great, getting older. Now I can't eat ice cream like I used to. But like I said, it's very specific conditions. And if I just am careful, I'm fine. So, no, I can eat ice cream. Ice cream doesn't seem to, like I said, it seems to be some kind of magic combination of certain things. I haven't quite worked it out yet, but I don't know. When I go for my physical this year, I might ask, is there some kind of test for it? Or is the test, well, can you drink milk? Because I can. But no, ice cream is great. In fact, my wife picked up some sea salt caramel gelato, which is in our freezer. Although I cannot have that tonight because, not because of the possible intolerance thing, but I am trying to be very specific with my sugar intake. So I'm watching my sugar. I'm watching my calories. Which I have to say, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it isn't. But it does appear to be working. I'll find out tomorrow a little bit more concretely, because I weigh myself on the first of every month. But here, I'll tell you. But I'm pretty sure I've just gone down a pant size, because I just got a pair of shorts, and they seem really big. So I ordered a smaller one size down. They're coming tomorrow. And that may tell me something. But even if they haven't, even if they end up being tight, which is fine. If I look, where is my, here's my 6 months. So over the past 6 months, I am down, and this is as of the 1st of June, 8.2 pounds. So just paying attention to portions. I'm not going to the gym because I hate the gym. I'm not starving myself. I'm still eating. I've just started cutting how much down? Just by small amounts. So, for example, I think I may have said this in a stream before. I apologize for repeating myself. Hold on, let me draw this line really quick. On the weekends, I used to eat 2 bagels with 2 hash brown patties for breakfast. And now I am eating 1 and 1. So I had to get something cold. I was cleaning my attic and it's hot. Hell, yeah. Well, that's why I have cold water. Luckily, I love cold water and I always have some available. So I know what you mean, though. I mean, if it's hot, ice cream is one of those things. It just solves every problem. I totally agree. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I've started doing is just cutting down on how much of things I'm eating. Not that I'm not eating. I haven't ruled out any food. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. There are certain foods. My wife and I are both just trying to avoid fast food in general now. Not really even because of the weight thing. It's just when we make our own versions of stuff at home, it's just so much better. It really is that more than anything. We're just, you know, like we used to get Taco Bell here and there, which has always been garbage. It's not good. But now we make our own stuff at home and it's better. And it's healthier. So it tastes better. It's less calories, go figure on that one. And it tastes better. So, I mean, there's just no reason not to. And like I said, that's all I've really been doing. And not in a drastic way. You know, I'm training my body to eat less. It's really what it is. And it kind of happened out of nowhere. I wasn't really there was nothing that happened. I didn't have any type of health scares or anything like that. Like, my weight is generally okay. My cholesterol, all my numbers are generally good. We'll see when I go for this year, of course. Things can always change, but my doctor didn't say, hey, you're in real trouble if you're going to be diabetic or whatever. There's nothing like that. There was nothing where I'm like, oh no, I have to make some big life changes. I just kind of, I think maybe it started out as, well, can I even do it? Can I do this? I've eaten the same way for over 40 years. Can I really adjust how I do this now? Or, is it something where, because I often think about with stuff like this, I think about my dad. My dad was a lifelong smoker. He would smoke, I never really specifically counted, but I would imagine he was a 2 to 3 pack a day smoker, at the end. And he tried here and there. He did try. I know he did try. And he couldn't quit it. He just couldn't do it. Now, that's not the same as food. I'm not pretending that a smoking addiction is the same as food, although it's not all that different. I'll say that, because it is a thing you do all your life, and you do become used to it. But I think about the fact that he couldn't shake it, and it killed him. Smoking was, if not the sole cause, certainly it was a big one. And so there was a part of me that was like, well, can I even do this? Or am I like Dad, where I'm not going to be able to shake wanting food the way I've wanted food most of my life? So I think it really somewhat started as a, well, is this even something I can do? Or, am I going to fail at it? And I use the Lose It app. This is not a sponsored stream by Lose It. I'm just saying that's what I use. And I just kind of, again, not strict. I don't enter every single little thing I ever eat in there. But I put the big stuff in there, so that I just have a window of visibility into the rough numbers. And based on that, I went, okay, well, I'm just going to start seeing what I can kind of move around and adjust, and just make sure this hasn't timed out. Whoa, oh no, it did. It's fine. All right. That was really where it started, and I've just been able to do it. And it's probably been, I guess it's probably been about 6 months. I don't actually know when I technically really started on it. I was tracking numbers before I was really like, okay, I'm cutting my portions down. Like, I was just keeping an eye on things. That was, in the beginning, it was more like, okay, are there days where I'm blatantly going over? Where I'm something like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories over. Because at first, I think that was my idea, was, well, I'm just going to cut down on the really bad days. And then once I kind of started in that mentality of, well, okay, let's see how cutting down actually works, it just kind of snowballed after that. And like I said, it's working. And it's not a drastic life change. I'm not starving myself. I'm not on a crash diet or any of the stuff that inevitably will fail, because I've tried those before, and they do fail, because it's like the cold turkey thing. And again, there are people who can do it. I can't. So this is a more gradual way, but still one where I can actually see what I'm doing and how it's going and what it's doing by just, looking at the numbers in the app. And I'm like, okay, well, this number of calories is left for the day. What do I want to eat? I can eat whatever I want, but I have to know what the calorie counts are and if it's going to fit. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. It's getting too short now, so hold on. So like I said, it doesn't all have to be extreme, South Beach diet, blah, 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 blah. Only eating, I don't know, whatever fad diets come along, and they're, people think it's going to solve all their problems, and it really doesn't, because fundamentally you have to be able to figure out how to eat in a way that makes sense. I have something on my watch that's similar, not that detailed, of course, but I barely pay attention, to be honest. I think I like to eat pretty healthy. Or I like to think I eat pretty healthy. Grant you, I could use more fiber. Well, that's the other thing, right? I think that made it easier, because I agree with you. I'm not scrutinizing everything. I could go crazy and look at every single thing I ever eat. And I don't care about, I don't look at, is it trans saturated fat? Like, you can, there are people who will go crazy doing that. That's not me. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing little bits at a time here and there, because for me, I think that doing it gradually and just being aware, because I'll give you an example. The Taco Bell thing is a good example, because the Crunchwrap Supreme, which I used to get from Taco Bell, that thing has a lot of calories, and honestly, it's not that big. It's compared to the ones that we now make at home with better ingredients that taste better, and it's probably twice the size for slightly less calories. And the reason is, of course, it's not filled with like fried stuff. It's, you know, the processed stuff. All that. Again, I'm not trying to go on a health rant. Like, I'm not telling people what to eat or anything like that. That's not, I don't like people who do that. I don't want to be one of those people. You decide what you want to eat. I'm not telling you not to eat something. That's not what I'm going for here. I just realized that, like I said, I wanted to see, you know, making stuff at home. Like, my wife just figured out a recipe for, and I don't know how many people even eat these. I don't know how widespread they are. There's a ice cream company, as a matter of fact, so funny that we're talking about ice cream. There's an ice cream company called Good Humor. Now, I don't know if Good Humor is everywhere or not. It's in a lot of places in the U.S. I don't know if it's an international thing or not. So if you are not from the U.S., you might not know what Good Humor is, the same way that Drake's Cakes are not everywhere. Those are kind of an East Coast thing. But in any event, Good Humor made something called a strawberry shortcake ice cream bar. Oh, man, is it good. Right? And then the other night, my wife was kind of messing around with sugar-free Jell-O. And she sort of made with like Cool Whip and something, and she made, and Greek yogurt. And she made this thing that basically tastes just like those bars. Just like them. So now what we've done for the last couple nights is we just take a little bit of that. I crumble pretzels, you know, rolled gold, simple pretzels into it. And that's dessert. And it's only, I can tell you right now, it's a lot healthier than that Good Humor bar. And it tastes just as good. Now, if I literally ate a Good Humor bar and then ate what we make, would I be able to tell there's a difference? Yes. Sure I would. Because the Good Humor bar has like 3 times the sugar. So of course it's going to taste better in that way. But if it's not right next to me, and I'm not eating it as I'm eating the other thing, can I really tell a difference? Nope. And that's the point. It's not that I'm depriving myself from something. It's not that I'm forcing myself never to eat something again. It's just small changes. That's all. Which admittedly was a little easier for us because we already don't eat meat. That my wife was a vegetarian when I met her, so that was kind of that was something that at some point I was just like, yeah, you know what? I really don't care. Fine. I don't want us eating 2 different types of meals. I could just give up meat. I don't care that much about it. And I didn't. Unless we go out to dinner, which we don't very often. But if we go out, then I will eat a normal cheeseburger. And that's fine, because it's not too often. And honestly, you know, red meat, unless they change something, it's not supposed to be that great for you either. So I'm trying to learn to cook at home so I don't have to use my microwave so much. I'm good at baking, but cooking seems harder, especially if I use the oven. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, okay. If you enjoy, actually, it doesn't have to be pasta. There's a lot that you can do with just like basic sauces and a couple of simple ingredients. But if you like pasta, it's easier, I'll admit. Because, not assist, invert. Because you could do a lot with pasta in just a couple of ingredients that's relatively healthy. Like cacio e pepe is an easy one, which is really just pasta, olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's it. And cheese if you want, but you don't even need that. I used to make an olive oil pasta that literally, I'm not kidding, all it is, I just haven't made it in a while, it's not like I'm not making it anymore, is it's just spaghetti or, what's it called? Rotini. Rotini is actually the best for it. To be honest, if you really want to make it the best way, I would advise using rotini. I think it's the better thing to use for it. But if you use that, let's see, I love pasta, man, especially Alfredo. Well, okay, so Alfredo pasta, of course, Alfredo sauce is not necessarily the best for you. So That's the only problem with Alfredo sauce. My wife likes Alfredo sauce a lot too. I like it, but I don't like a lot, so it's easy. Oh, Mr. Pruitt, a dream for me would be able to have a steak from the legendary Dario Cecchini. Well, yeah. See, that's another thing is I've never been a big steak person. My sister loves steak. I never really liked steak that much. It's fine, but I'll be honest, if it's between a $100 steak and a $10 cheeseburger, I'm going with the cheeseburger. I've always been more of a cheeseburger than a steak guy. So, but, Carmelia, into what you're saying, if you love pasta, you can make simple stuff, and it's actually not that bad for you. Rotini, olive oil, a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper. That's it. That is it. And you can make that, and it can be extraordinarily good, especially if you get fresh garlic and you crush it yourself. Fresh cracked pepper. Get a flavored salt. You don't need anything else. And you don't have to worry about doing a bunch of cooking. I mean, that's honestly, there's nothing to that. You don't have to learn to cook. People get intimidated by that because they think there's a whole big process. Okay, bacon, right? All right. Sure, perfect. Make bacon, you throw it into that. And it will flavor the pasta. I mean, you can do that. I hope to attempt to make carbonara one spelling. Yeah, you're close. Carbonara this week with pork belly. Hey, you don't need to know how to spell it. Ask your wife. It's not necessary. Yeah, carbonara is another one. Right? I mean, these are all simple things, and they're really not that hard. The trickiest, I'm not kidding. The trickiest part of anything, pasta-wise, is just determining how firm or soft you want the pasta. Who cares what the box says? It doesn't matter. Oh, the great chef in Tuscany says that if you really want, whatever. Who cares if it's authentic or not? Does it taste good? Then who cares? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. People just get so hung up on stupid stuff. When it's like, hey man, if it tastes good, then you are a successful cook. What does the process? I mean, what I made for dinner tonight would probably horrify most, professional cooks. I made what I like to refer to as the garbage plate, right? I'll tell you exactly what it is. You want to talk about low-end cooking, right? Here's what it is. No exaggeration. 3/4 cup of Tamanashiki Japanese rice in a rice cooker. Soaked it for like 4 hours to get the starch and everything off. Threw it in the rice cooker. It takes like 40 minutes. That's it. No prep, no nothing. It's water. It's water and rice and heat. That's all, right? Once it gets to about 10 minutes, I took a 1/4 of a block of, was it Beyond Beef? The fake plant-based meat, which tastes fine when you season it and everything. It's indistinguishable. It really is. So I took a 1/4 of that, flattened it out. I put some butter on the bottom of a skillet, heated it up, threw the meat with quotes around it, onto there to start to sear it, cook it. Salt, pepper on the back. 2 slices of Kraft, not even real cheese, bang, bang on the top. I took Fritos Honey Barbecue Twist, whatever those things are called. I put them in a bag. I took a roller and I ground them into dust. Sprinkled those on there, put some barbecue sauce on it, folded it to melt the cheese inside the fake meat, and then I chopped that living out of it with, what do you call it, tongs to chop it up. I put the rice into a bowl, some butter on the top, and I dumped the whole mess on there and I mixed it up, and I ate it with a spoon and some Doritos. That was my dinner. You know what? I'm still under my calorie count. And it was something that, to look at it, any chef with a Michelin star rating would run screaming. You know what? It was delicious. It was great. I loved it. So that's what I'm saying. The whole thing where all these chefs had TV shows and all these people were celebrity chefs, it started making people overthink and over-engineer what food was. And I think that was probably the worst effect of that. Garbage plate is awesome. You are correct. Let's see. I made sort of like spaghetti and meatballs the other day, and it wasn't bad. I paired it with a tomato salad, as I call it, because lettuce usually gives me the ick texture. Yeah, my wife's like that. She doesn't like roughage. Is that what they call it? Well, lettuce stuff. She doesn't like lettuce on most things, unless it's freezing cold, like snap lettuce on like a cold sandwich of some kind. That's it. But no, she doesn't like lettuce either. That's fine. Listen, if you enjoyed it, it was a great meal. That's it. That's the beginning, the middle, and the end of any discussion about this stuff. And yes, Mr. Pruitt, you are right. Garbage plate is awesome. That's a college thing. That's when I was in college and we had no money and literally took the leftover stuff from the day before and heated it up and threw it into a whatever pot or whatever and just mixed it up. Usually with ketchup or barbecue sauce. And whatever chips were left over from when people fell asleep the night before. I mean, I'm not kidding. This will sound disgusting, and maybe it is, but there were days where I'd wake up and I would see old, like McDonald's hamburgers in the wrapping that somebody thrown into the fridge from whatever they bought it the night before, and I would dice that stuff up and I would cook it up. I don't care. Whatever. Tasted good. So, like I said, you know, if your life's mission is to only work with the best ingredients and be a, you know, superstar chef, by all means do it. But I don't, it's not necessary. All you got to be able to do is eat something that makes you A, not hungry, and B, taste good. I just take the little orange and red tomatoes, cucumbers, and Italian dressing, and that's it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, people get wrapped up in this idea of what food has to be. And as long as it isn't really bad for you, if you're not eating stuff that is going to kill you, and let's be honest, most food, depending on how much you eat and what you're doing with it, could kill you. But as long as you're not just literally going to McDonald's every day and eating a quarter pounder for every meal, then whatever works. It's you know, are fresh ingredients typically better for you in terms of health and flavor? Yes. Does that mean that a non-fresh ingredient tastes like garbage and you can't eat it? No. Not everybody can do that. You know, it's just, again, we've gotten wrapped up in this idea of what food's supposed to be. And I'm just sitting here going, no, it doesn't, that's not the end all be all of things. It's not. Okay, so I fixed that. So anyway, I don't even know where this came. Oh, because I was talking about tracking portions. And that's the same thing. I'm not going crazy over it. I'm not wrapping myself into a knot if I have a Reese's Pieces today, which I did. I had like 6 before because there's a box of them because we're doing summer movie festival. So there's some candy on the thing. Candy? Oh no! Oh no! Somebody on TikTok's going to tell me that candy is poison because it's got orange number 3 in it. And oh my God. No, it isn't. It's candy. Come on. Lighten up. I'm getting a drink of water. Hold on. McDonald's was my high school second home. Now I can't stand it for some reason. Yeah, well, and that's very common. Yeah, I mean, I used to really like McDonald's, and I still do from time. I still like their fries, but I barely ever eat it. Again, it's just one of those things because it does taste different too. I mean, I think your taste changes just like so many things in life. When you get older, things that you enjoyed are, oh wait, what layer am I? Oh, I'm on the color layer. That's why I can't see it. Yeah, no, I understand that. I used to eat Burger King when I was younger. Now it's not that I can't stand it. I just don't have any interest in it. I don't even know when the last time I had Burger King was, and I used to really like it. I don't know why. I don't think anything happened. I didn't have a bad Burger King experience or anything like that. It just, at some point, my taste changed. I don't like how spaced out those lines are. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do these. But yeah, that's not uncommon. Actually, instead of going on the same layer in case something just occurred to me. Maybe I'm over-engineering this. What would happen if I just duplicate this layer and move it down? What would that do? Okay, that tells me my lines aren't evenly spaced. Never mind. I thought perhaps that would be easy. It's not. That's fine. I don't mind. I can actually do it by hand. It's not that big a deal. I do it all the time anyway. But yes, that's... Ooh, interesting. Different line weight. Huh. Different line weights. Do I want to mess around with different line weights? I don't think I do. I think I want the line weight to be pretty consistent. So let's see. Is that right? That's right. Okay, there we go. We're still on assist mode? Yes. Yeah, that's not uncommon, I don't think. When I was young, I used to love Mountain Dew. Speaking of really, really unusually specific things. When I was younger, now I haven't been in a Pizza Hut restaurant and I can't even tell you how many years. At least 15 years, if not longer. But when I was younger, Pizza Hut used to be everywhere, and you could go to these things, and they were all, you'd go in, and they had a, let's see, what's line weight? Oh, yeah, thickness, sorry. Line weight is thickness. Pixel thickness of the line, yeah. That's what line weight when I'm saying that. Yes, sorry. I didn't realize that. Not everybody's going to know what line weight is. I don't even know if that's the appropriate term for digital, but that's what I'm used to. So line weight is, yeah, how thick the line is. But we would go to Pizza Hut, and I love their salad bar. I love their French dressing. I remember at one point, somebody said, that French dressing is probably in a 50-gallon drum from some industrial factory. I'm like, well, I don't care because I love it. And I used to love that French dressing. And I would specifically drink Mountain Dew at Pizza Hut to eat Pizza Hut pizza. And I loved it. Now, I had Mountain Dew, boy, how long ago was it now? 7-8 years ago, and I hated it. Oh my God, it was awful. Just thinking about the flavor now. God, it's terrible. Taste change happens. That's what happened. I don't know if they've changed the chemical formulation. I don't think they did, because I remember, the flavor was not unfamiliar to me. I just didn't like it anymore. By the way, just as a completely not connected to anything aside, hold on, let me read this. Okay, no, you're good. I'm just new to digital art. I only started last year, still learning stuff. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if everybody calls it line weight. That might just be my term for it. But yeah, so that's just thickness. And yeah, I mean, you can. I generally. Oh, here's the thing. Before I get to the other thing, the other tangent so I don't forget to get back to it. Let's see. Mr. Pruitt says, I used to like Mellow Yellow. Everything is too sweet for me, but I do have it maybe once a year for nostalgia. Yeah, and that's where I think the benefit for me is in trying to cut down on sugar specifically, is now I'm not liking sugar as much, which is good, because my impulse is to eat a lot of something if it's good. If I get to a point where the flavor doesn't feel right, I will cut down. So that's why I'm trying to kind of moderate my sugar intake, because I want to kind of make myself not want it or not miss it. Now, before I forget this tangent. Oh, sorry. The second tangent. The second tangent was, wait, I saw a message. I'm suckered for Mountain Dew. It's the caffeine, I think. Never heard of Mellow Yellow. Oh yeah, Mellow Yellow. I've had Mellow Yellow. It was good. I haven't had that in forever. Like I said, if you like it, that's fine. It's not a criticism of that. It's just your thing about taste changing. They do change. So as far as line weight, I generally do not work in more than 5 line weights on any image. I generally try to keep it at 3. I don't know why. I just do. But that's not me saying you should or shouldn't do that. It's just something I've noticed. Is I usually, for a long time, it was like 5, 10, 15. I would stick with those what's the word for it? Those iterations? No. I can't think of the word. Whatever. Standards. Who cares? Now, other tangent was specific to Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew apparently now has a theme song. They've been playing it on commercials between baseball games. And I have to tell you, it may not be the worst theme song I've ever heard, but it would be in the running. It makes no sense for a soda, and especially Mountain Dew, which for a lot of years was trying to cultivate or to curate the hardcore gamer audience with making all the different versions of Mountain Dew, and they're like, gamers drink Baja, electric slide, whatever, blast. And this song was like I wouldn't call it a country song, but it's sort of in the neighborhood. And it was almost trying to be like an uplifting song about drinking Mountain Dew. It was the weirdest. I really thought it was a joke at first. But then they've played it a bunch of times. Like, no, this is the real. This is the theme song for Mountain Dew. Go find it. You want to drive your head into a wall, but you should hear it because it's something else. Yes, exactly. Extreme Mountain Dew, 90s Extreme. I'll have to look it up. I haven't watched ads in forever. You can tell if I don't watch real TV. Yeah, well, we don't really either, except with baseball. As with every sport now, half the sport is advertising as opposed to the actual sport. So in between innings, they've got to shove in ads. Even if we don't have TV, we're just streaming it through the MLB app. And oh boy, no, they still got to, the ads just ruin everything. They really do. Because it's literally, when we're talking about stuff like addiction, it's like they can't ever have a light touch. They just can't. If they're going to have one ad, they got to figure out how to have 17 more at the same time. They literally now in the broadcast, there's parts where they picture the game as it's going on in the middle of an inning. And they have to put an ad next to it so that you can watch some tequila company or Corona or whoever do a 20-second ad that you will forget within a minute of it being over with, but you interrupted the game. So you've irritated me. Good job. You have now taken your brand and you have drawn an association to me being irritated. Excellent work. Give the person in that ad department a big fat raise because they sure deserve it. Now in baseball, they're all wearing patches on their clothing like NASCAR drivers. They're doing the stupid green screen replacement behind the actual, behind the plate. It looks terrible. It's flickery because, green screen digital replacement is not well suited to a lot of active movement and camera shake, which is what you have in baseball. So that's working out real well. Then, on top of that, they try to do digital dirt replacement of the mound because I have to assume, I haven't looked this up, but this only makes sense. Oh, wait, did this freeze? Oh, it just froze. Hold on, let me fix that. Sorry, I just realized it froze. Caught it, though. Hold on. Whoa, wait a minute. Did everything freeze? Nope, it didn't. Okay, here, let me fix that. So just give me a second. I just have to disconnect for a minute and then reconnect, and it should come right back. So bear with me. But yeah, now they're doing digital dirt replacement. Not a huge sports person. I'm girly like that. I prefer anime and art YouTube channels. You know what? Probably better for you going. We're probably going to see less ads. I do like going to my niece and nephew's games sometimes. Oh, well, that's fine. That's good. You're going to support them. Oh, come on. This crash now? Really? Why? It was working fine. It wasn't even freezing up. What's going on here? Did Reflector just completely wreck on me or what? Oh, ooh, beach ball. Hold on, beach ball. That's a good sign. Well, honestly, I did want this to be a shorter stream anyway because I wanted to go play Death Stranding 2. So maybe maybe this. Oh, now I have the hiccups too. Oh, this is just going great. It's all collapsing. Hold on. I'm gonna hold my breath. That usually works for hiccups. I'm not going on mute. I'm just gonna hold my breath. Hold on. Can't talk. Hold on. Just a second. I can kind of talk. It's not gonna sound good. Let's see. It usually works, actually. I have to admit that. Whoa. What? You know what? Actually, oh, there it goes. Okay. It's almost like there's something caught in the... Yeah, I know. Yikes is right. Yeah. What else is new? Like I said, I almost can't complain because I did want this to be a shorter stream, and we're coming up on 45 minutes. So it's almost like the app is doing me... Oh, yeah, no, it's just... the app is now just bouncing. I wish I could find a better app for this. Because it does occasionally do this, but nobody seems to make a better one. Huh. Yeah, because I don't, if I do, yeah, unable to connect. Well, I know because the app crashed. Because there's no way to just directly, actually, I'm just curious about it. What if I do this? Yeah, see, the problem is it replaces my whole screen. If I do this, I can't see anything else. Take a spoon of vinegar. Oh, God, I can't stand vinegar. I can't even stand the smell of vinegar. But no, the holding the breath actually works for me. I would say 8 times out of 10. So, yeah, reflector is just bouncing. Let me try one other thing, just in case. But if this doesn't work, that's okay, because, I mean, you only really missed me doing, I don't know, another 10 or 12 lines anyway. Let me see here. It's just funny. It's just amusing why I do have to look and see if there's somebody else has made something like this. Actually, I should ask somebody at Twit. Maybe Mr. Sargent knows. He is the iOS and one of the Mac experts, so I should probably run it by him. Oh, interesting. This thing is not. What is this thing that's not responding? Hold on. This may kill the whole thing. So if it does, sorry. I want to see what this does. Oh, whoa. Oh no. No, it didn't. Okay. It's so bad it's probably why I stopped hitting it. You know what? Actually, that's not a bad psychological trick. Now that you say that, is to basically self-threaten my stomach by saying, I'm going to drink vinegar. I'm going to do it. If you don't stop. Seems like reflector was... Yeah, well, that's what I mean. And it's just, I don't know what would have caused it, because it's not like... I know this computer has plenty of resources for this. I'm not doing anything that complicated. I'm really not. So, yeah, that's the problem, is I don't know that there is anything that's considered as good as reflector. I mean, I guess I can look... AirPlay screen mirroring. Well, yeah, but it's not... I'm not actually doing screen mirroring. Hold on, let me try it. Let me try it again. Oh, wow. That's kind of interesting. Now clicking on the app doesn't even do anything. It's not even bouncing now. I may have killed it. Let's see. I'm going to click open. It's not even attempting anything. Wow. Huh. That's good. Well, you know what? This can't hurt anything. I don't think. Hold on. Again, this might kill the stream. Hold on. Let's see what this does. Oh, no, it didn't kill the stream. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not any of that. It's no, because I have a little technical thing for the stream running, so I would know if it's a bandwidth issue. It's not bandwidth. It's just literally that whatever the connection between Reflector and my iPad was doing, Reflector just crashes. It's done it a few times. And the problem is that there is AirPlay screen mirroring, but it takes over the entire screen. So if I do that, I wouldn't be able to see anything else, which is really odd that Apple, unless in 26 it's coming, maybe it is, but it's odd to me that you can't window, at least in the current version. I'm on the current version of Mac OS, but I know you can do that with your phone. You can isolate the phone into its own window, and that would work. I could do that, but it doesn't. When the iPad does it, it doesn't seem to do that. So I don't think there's a way to do that. I don't think. That's like a second screen thing. I'm not aware of a way to do it. Well, you know what? That's okay. Like I said, I intended this to be over by 7 anyway. So honestly, in some ways, it did me a favor, because I would have just sat here and I would have just ranted about, well, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look. It doesn't happen very often, so it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, I gotta get to the bottom of this, and then it doesn't happen for 4 or 5 streams. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's fixed, and then it does this out of nowhere. So, and I don't. But I mean, it won't even start. The app is sitting there, and clicking on it does nothing. So, anyway, a little abruptly, but that's gonna do it clearly for the stream for this evening. So, thank you everybody for coming by. Thank you, Chameleon. Thank you, Aunt Pruitt, for coming by. Recommendation for anybody who sees this, auntpruitt.com/podcast to listen to his podcast that he does with his wife just about every week, schedule permitting. It's called Everyday People. It's excellent. They tolerated my presence on it once, which I'm sure many of their listeners dreaded. So there is that. But otherwise, it's an excellent show. His wife makes a fantastic product called a Plantastic Pothead. Thanks, Chameleon. Thanks for stopping by. And it was, listen, like I said, eat whatever's good. Just eat. Don't worry about the mechanics. Cooking is as much the feel as it is any type of recipe or art or science. It's garbage. Make whatever you want. And you're welcome. Plantastic Potheads at Pruitt.com/ is it just Potheads? I don't have the URL up in front of me. I don't remember if it's Plantastic Potheads or Potheads. One or the other will work. Go to AntPruitt.com. It's right on the top menu. Outside of that, apparently someone was glad you were on the show. They wanted to check out your art. Well, that's true. That's true. If nothing else, if it gets some eyes on my art, then listen, I had a blast. I had a great time. Obviously, I wouldn't shut up. So I was having a good time. I just don't know if everybody else was like, okay, all right, enough, shut up. But no, I had a blast. So yeah, everyday people, worth listening to. Whether whoever's on there. Honestly, I think your bumper about, hey, do you want to watch the 80th celebrity podcast, or would you like to watch something from people who are, ordinary, is really effective. Because I won't mention who it was, but there was a celebrity podcast that I listened to one episode of, and I was like, oh, this actually seems like it might be different. Next episode, same garbage. Same garbage as all the rest. I fell for it again, because, benefit of the doubt gets you every other time. Anyhow, I am now going to shut up because I'm just rambling, and it's not much of a stream if it's just an animated background of me talking. So find a creator, somebody whose work you appreciate, and that does something to make you feel better, and do something to help that artist out. It doesn't have to be money. We default to thinking that you have to give money to be able to make somebody, to appreciate somebody's work. It doesn't have to be that. Obviously, that would help people. A lot of people are trying to make money at being creative. It's not easy. But if it's as simple as sending that person a message saying, hey, thanks for creating whatever this is. It made my day. If it's music, I've been listening to it. It's fantastic. If it's artwork, if it's writing, if it's whatever, just expressing that appreciation. If it's a podcaster of some kind, or they're making video content on YouTube, leave a review or whatever it is that can boost that stuff. Subscribe to the channel. If it's just as simple as resharing something on a social outlet of some kind, do that, because it puts them in front of other people, and that can bring people where if you can't, for whatever reason, a legitimate reason, you can't donate money, you put them in front of somebody who can, that will help them in the long run. All these little things add up. So whatever it is that you can do, do it. We have a tendency to just start to rely on people who create things being there whenever we want them to be there, and that's not the way the world works. Like everything else, even if it's from a purely, hey, is anybody even paying attention to me angle, there is a feedback that needs to happen in whatever way you can do it. So take the time to do it. It doesn't have to be, you have to write a novel. Be a 5-minute thing, like I said, resharing, reposting, whatever. If you can throw a little money somebody's way, sure, do that too. Do them all if you can do them all. But like I said, it's never been easy to be a creator. I don't know that it's getting any easier. It doesn't seem that way. So whatever little things that we can all do to help each other out, we should try to do them. I think if we did that with everything in life, it would probably improve some things. So do whatever little thing you can for whoever you can. That's a very, very general thing to say, but I think it's correct. All right, I'm going to shut up now. So as always, thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a bit in the technical train wreck of varying problems that is my stream. This will be up on YouTube as well, of course, so if you missed it live, don't worry about it. They all go up on there. On that note, have a great, wonderful rest of your, I assume, evening or day, depending. And until the next stream, thanks for hanging out for